Hello, dear students. Poem Everyone Sang, page number 92. Everyone Sang is an interesting poem which has been composed by an English poet and soldier Siegfried Sassoon to express joy after the war is over. The present poem refers to the end of the First World War in November 1918. Germans have been finally defeated by our soldiers. The poet tells that the end of the war has already spread everywhere in the country. The poet celebrates this moment of happiness by the core of the heart. In the first stanza, the poet compares his joy with the joy of those birds who have been suddenly set free from the cages. According to the poet, the war is just like a prison. When the war ends, it gives freedom and delight to every heart of the soldiers. The war comes to an end and everyone feels free like a bird freed from its cage. So everyone is celebrating the end of the First World War. Even every soldier is happy. Everyone is singing and dancing. At last, the poet expresses his joy by telling that this kind of joy will never be felt again. Freedom, victory, and joy must be celebrated by all of us. And the poem is this poem is consists two stanzas, and each stanza is having 5 lines. And the rhyming scheme is for first 5 line is A B C B B. So the second line of the first stanza rhymes with the fourth and fifth line. You can see delight, white, and sight. Okay. So, everyone suddenly burst out singing, and I was filled with such delight, as prisoned birds must find a freedom, winging wildly across the white orchards and dark green fields, on, and out of sight. Everyone's voice was suddenly lifted, and beauty came like the setting sun. My heart was shaken with tears and horror, drifted away. Oh, but everyone was a bird, and the song was wordless. The singing will never be done. So, in this poem, the poet compares the feeling of prisoner soldier with that of the birds imprisoned in cages. When they are able to escape, they express emotions of freedom by flying high into the sky over orchards and green fields to unknown land of happiness. So, in this poem, in the first stanza, the poet compares the soldier with the imprisoned bird. When they get free from the prison, so how they are feeling? They all started singing. They are free from the war. They are free from the cages of war, and they started singing. So it reinforces the intensity of his delight and is akin to freedom attained by a caged bird that had otherwise lost all hopes of living outside his imprisonment. This delight is filled with not only happiness but also relief and hope. Okay, so in second stanza, everyone's voice was suddenly lifted. So everyone's voice was suddenly raised. Lifted means raised, and the beauty came like the setting sun. So here, sunset marks the end of the day. The poet also expresses his feeling that come to his mind at the end of such horror. However, after the sunset comes night. The poet could have used the word sunrise instead of sunset, marking the end of the bad time and the approach of good time. But using word sunset, he has reinforced the idea that like the sun, beauty fades away, the reality takes over, and the reality will remain same. So, in the last 2 lines, in lines 9 and 10, the poet uses the word like everyone was a bird, and the song was wordless. The song was wordless, the singing will never be done. The poet makes everyone the prison birds, but because the song is wordless, the possibility of freedom can never be achieved. The horrors of war remind him of the dreadful days which cannot be expressed in words. In a way, the effect of war has become permanent on an individual. It will no longer allow an outlet for joy or escape. So, dear student, I hope you understand this poem. Read this poem again. Okay. Thank you for watching.